Hello, and welcome to our mini analysis presentation of the Montana Climbing Holds Company. My name is Will, and I'm joined by my colleagues Noemi, Katie, and Austin. And to begin, I will discuss the agenda for this presentation. To start, I will discuss the company background of the Montana Climbing Holds. Katie will then discuss the DFD diagrams created for the company analysis. Noemi will then depict the data specification and break down the structure of the company. I will then share our analysis of the first three criteria of the e-commerce candidates. And finally, to wrap up, Austin will elaborate on the final three criteria and unveil the final verdict and the choice that we decided on for the e-commerce system. So Sasha, based on the information you have provided us, you have an interest in developing a startup rock climbing company which manufactures climbing holds to be sold in an online manner due to the COVID-19 restrictions. However, because of your indicated lack of experience of information systems, you have tasked four MIS 321 students of Dr. Craig Tyron to develop a mini analysis project for the Montana climbing holds. And the goal of this project is to provide you with valuable input and information about Montana climbing holds in order to develop a formal business plan for the company. And now I'll move it over to Katie to discuss the DFD diagrams.
Thank you, Will. So Sasha, I'm glad that we could be of some assistance to you, and I have found some key details within the process that I hope will be helpful to you and the people at Montana Climbing Holds. Through the context DFD, which is shown on this slide, we can deduce that the main goal of the overall process is to be as customer-centric as possible, and that the customer will be interacting within the process quite a few times. The main times being centered around the project information, shopping cart information, billing requests, final confirmations, and that's all. We can then see at a broader level that the process will need to interact a few times with the credit card company and the shipping manager. When we dive farther into looking at the level 0 DFD, we can see it is a bit more complex and that things than what was mentioned earlier. To be exact, there are 6 sub-processes, 4 databases, 5 outside sources, and a whole bunch of data flows from each process, database, and source or sync. Each of these sub-processes is important to the company because they represent different steps that must be taken in order for the company to go from interested to verified their shopping cart to checking out, and then on the company end of things to do their part of verifying the purchase, database reporting, and then finally reporting to the managers. As you can see in these diagrams, there are multiple pieces of data being exchanged and requested during each process. And these are all smaller steps to each individual sub-processes. These are called data flows, which represent the individual pieces of data that are being exchanged, requested, used, or relayed. The sources and syncs are the external entities which can be represented by the rectangular boxes and are people or companies that cannot directly communicate with each other. For example, the customer cannot just send their billing information over to the credit card verification source to be verified. It must go through a process first. There are also data flows going into the databases, which is where all the information within your company will be stored and updated. The databases are very important tools and very important that they stay up to date. That way you know how much inventory or sales is going on a day-to-day or even hour-by-hour basis. All of these aspects of the level zero DFD work together in order to help your company run smoothly on both the customer-centric and business end. I hope this helped. Now I'll pass it along to Noemi to help with the data specification aspect.
Hello, Ms. Montana. For this part, we are going to focus on the order payment confirmation, which Katie mentioned at the end, which is the end goal for your customers in the process. As here, we have a sample example of the email confirmation that all your customers will receive as soon as they confirm their payment. Below, it starts with a sample thank you message. And then the next process that begins is the order number, which is assigned to each customer, and it's unique in that it has the digits. I'm sorry. And the next aspect is the order summary, which includes the product number, the quantity, unit price, plus the extended price, and then the subtotal, the shipping, taxes, and grand total. The next aspect is the payment method, and the last part is the shipping address, which uses the customer's name, street address, city plus state, zip code, country, and both of those addresses, they're further broken down into the customer's name, which is first name, the optional middle name, plus last name. And now I'm going to turn it back to Will to talk about the e-commerce options we have for you.
Thank you, Noemi. So the 3 candidates that we chose for the e-commerce software was Shopify, BigCommerce, and Magento. Based on our functionality assessment of the candidates, all 3 represent great functionalities relating to the goal of the company. And all 3 exhibited processes like easy customer shopping, updated inventories, tax adjustments, and things like that. Received the score of 5. We believe that BigCommerce would be the best choice. Related to Shopify and Magento being less effective for the company overall. And in terms of our reliability assessment, all 3 possess approximately equal reliability. All 3 companies met the 6 PCI standards and compliance, as well as possessing the 256-bit encryption SSL certificate, as well as being monitored on a corporate level. So based on the analysis of this in this report, all 3 received a score of 5 when it comes to reliability, so any of the companies would be acceptable choices. And following our cost assessment of the companies, Shopify and BigCommerce have separated themselves as the 2 best options relating to cost. However, because both plans have very similar plans in terms of cost, it is difficult to make a determination about which plan would be the right one. However, after pondering the analysis in the report, we believe that BigCommerce would be the best cost-efficient option due to the fact that it offers more features and also has the 0% transaction fees for the standard plan. And now I'll pass it out to Austin to finish off our analysis for the final 3 criteria.
The 4th criteria is ease of use. That is, how user-friendly is the system? Shopify wins here due to 2 primary reasons. Number 1, Shopify uses a drag and drop method of constructing the system where you identify different features and modules you like and just simply click on that module and drag it to where you'd like and drop it. The second reason Shopify benefits in ease of use over the others is because it requires absolutely no programming experience. It has the easiest barrier to entry and will allow you to design the system without having to know coding. The 5th criteria is vendor support or customer care. Shopify wins this category as well due to its 24/7 customer service availability. BigCommerce would require you to first submit a ticket and exhaust all other methods before being able to contact them directly. With Shopify, you can directly talk to a person within minutes, and that is very important to a lot of customers. I know it's important to me. It can be very frustrating to have some kind of problem only to talk to a machine that doesn't have any options that relate to your situation whatsoever. The 6th and last criteria we looked at is flexibility. How flexible can the system be to Montana Climbing Hold's needs as they grow or seek new functionality? Shopify takes this category as well because of 2 reasons. First, as your company grows and produces more revenue and clientele, you will be able to upgrade your plan to Advanced, Pro, and eventually Enterprise, which will satisfy most large businesses. Second, there are add-on packages that you can subscribe to add more features such as advanced management tools and data analysis, which are some great features. When it comes to the final verdict, we believe we can rule out Magento due to its extreme cost and too large of scope. This system is meant for very, very large enterprises. Both Shopify and BigCommerce satisfy all functionality and needs of big Montana climbing holds. The differences between these Shopify and BigCommerce is that Shopify has great flexibility, ease of use, and vendor support, whereas BigCommerce has a great basic plan with more features. Based on the needs of Montana climbing holds, we recommend Shopify. However, BigCommerce is a very close second. If you would like to take a closer look at each company, we have included links to their websites. We appreciate your time and wish you, Sasha, and Montana Climbing Holds the best of luck with your endeavors. Thank you for your time.